Very good morning to all of you. Myself, Professor Dhaval Chandarana. As we know that we are continue on our unit number 1, Introductions to Cyber Law of a Cyber Law and Ethics subject. Guys, it is your third lecture and I hope you are enjoying all the lectures which we are posted and learn so many new things which is not part of your department, but now you learn some out of box thinking in form of computer world as well as in IT industry. Guys, in previous lecture we will discuss a two mandatory and basic thing about a cyber law known as cyber jurisprudence and different models with help of a cyber jurisprudence law. I hope you are learned and I hope you are watching all this video which we are discussing in throughout this pandemic situations. Guys, today I will discuss some more stuff regarding unit number 1 known as cyber ethics, cyber jurisdictions, hierarchy of courts, civil and criminal jurisdictions, and last one a cyberspace and web space. So for the today's video lecture we will discuss a 5 important topic of unit number 1. So without wasting time we will start our today's video lecture with a cyber ethics. Cyber ethics is the study of ethics pertaining to a computers, covering users' behavior and what computers are programmed to do, and how this affect individually and society. For years, various governments have enhanced or attached a regulations while organizations have explained policies about a cyber ethics. Guys, whenever we discuss a ethics word on a regular day-to-day life, or we can say in a cyber world, ethic is nothing but to provide a rules against any kind of crime which is happening in our world. So whenever we discuss a cyber ethics is nothing but to discussions about a crime which is happening with help of computer, and for this we will discuss some of the rules against those kind of crime which is part of a cyber ethics. With the increase of young children using the internet, it is now very essential then every to tell children about how to properly operate the internet, and it's dangerous because a current young children as well as all the peoples which are living in current world, they are wasting his or her personal time on internet. So many new things are available on internet, but a technology have a positive and negative both the sides. What we want to perform on the technology, it is up to us, but therefore we want to know about a actual guideline about how to use internet, how much time will be spent on internet, what the things which we are learning on the internet, and what the things which denied strictly on the internet. Because if we know which thing is not for us, not for our family, not for us children, then it is really helpful to our day-to-day life and for the family purpose. It is especially hard to talk to teens because they do not want to be lectures about what is right and what is wrong. Guys, the last line is the really important whenever we discuss anything about in a day-to-day life. It is not only for the internet, but it is how to live a life, how to discuss a personal and private information in a market, in with a friends, and for the families matters. So it is a really good thing to discuss about what we discussing on the market level on a public place. It is a really essentials for the day-to-day life. But for this thing, for the teenagers, they are not accepting, adapting those things because they are not accepting those lectures about which thing is right and which thing is wrong. Same concept is acceptable or acceptable for the internet. What are the things they want to know about internet, which thing they are searching on the internet. If we discuss on against teenagers, they are not adopt those kind of things because they are not accepting which is the right thing and which is with the wrong concept. Cyber ethics concerns to the code of responsible behaviors on the internet. As we discussed, the ethics is concerned about responsible behaviors on the internet. Just as well, we taught to act a responsibility in our everyday life. The responsible behaviors on the internet is a many way to align with all the rights behaviors in everyday life. Because if we know that which thing is for us, which thing are not for us, as for the searching concept on the internet. So it is a behavior's responsibility, as well as we discuss the positive way to use a internet. But the results can significantly different, because we know that we are going to search on those things also which is not acceptable for our family as per our regular day-to-day life. Now we discuss a cyber jurisdictions. Cyber jurisdictions is the territorial area, means one of the limitations part, or we can say geographical locations of the authority to hear and judge the cases. The internet, however, has no territorial boundary because it is a world wide web. It is a virtual world of interconnected computer networks known as a cyberspace. Guys, it is the important definitions about a cyberspace is it is a virtual world of interconnected computer networks known as a cyberspace. Consider an example. Let's see what is a cyber jurisdictions. A company purchased an online payment software delivered as a download. The software corrupt as server. The seller company B does not have a physical store in any particular country. B sells its software exclusively as on web services. Questions immediately arise about a jurisdiction. Is it? What are the different questions? First, where the software download was received. Second question, where the software was downloaded. And the third question, the locations of B's IP, or we can say internet protocol address. Guys, the best example to understand what is a cyber jurisdictions. I think I will just give you one example. If you buy something on the online or through the websites, they sends a mail of a particular things receipt, as well as address of particular companies, as well as where this particular production house or warehouse it is. If your product is damaged, then what was the return procedure, how they're getting a feedbacks, what are the refunds, and all the things are mandatory to access those kind of products as well as on the website. It is a mandatory thing to display by the owner or by the product delivered sites. So same way, if company A purchase one of the software through the website applications from the organizations B, if company A use this software and A's server is corrupted, so what was the responsibility of a particular B's organizations? If they claim against a B's organizations, then first thing, A's need first receipt from this which they can download it or they can purchase it. Second, where the particular site is downloaded from this particular software. And the third and important things, IP address of B's locations or a company. If A have all the three things, then they can easily perform the cases against a B's organizations or B's company who can sell this particular software and through which A's a server is damaged. So guys, it is the mandatory things before purchasing anything through the website or the applications. Now a hierarchy of codes. From the top to bottom, if we discuss the hierarchy of code, it is a Supreme Court on the top positions. Then on a state level, they have a higher court. It is known as a down level of a Supreme Court, or we can say a subsections of a Supreme Court. In a higher court, they have divided two different sections based on a territorial locations or geographical area, state level, and a subcoordinates at the district level. On the left hand side, you can see that a state level have a metropolitan courts. A metropolitan courts divide into two sections, a civil and a criminal. On a civil court, they have a city civil court and court of smaller causes. Same way, on the criminal cases, for the criminal cases, a sectional court it is a sectional judge. Chief metropolitan court for this they have a space judge, and the metropolitan migrations court it's for the particular migrate of first class metropolitans. On the left hand side we discuss a state level hierarchy of courts. Now we discuss a right side of subordinates courts at the district level. District and sectional court divide in two different sections, same with a metropolitan court, civil and a criminal. What is a civil? It is a distinct court, sub courts, principal junior civil judge court and a municipal court. And on criminal, a sectional court, jurisdictional migrations, migrate court, it is a first class, and then jurisdictional migration court, it is a second class. So guys, it is the hierarchy of court through which if any of the crime is happened as per the territorial location, we will blame on this particular court as well as on advocate through which a complaint will be registered. So for that we will just discuss what are the hierarchy of court and where we want to claim a particular crime against our cyber ethics as well as on a regular life. Now we discuss what does a criminal jurisdictions cover, because as in previous example we will discuss three different cases or three different questions against any product purchased on the online. Now we discuss a criminal jurisdictions covers. Criminal cases are offenses that are considered to be against the state or the society because they are divided on a geographical locations. They are held in the courts that can sentences punishments like a persistence times or fines. The three kind of jurisdictions are at the federal level, state level and concurrent level. Guys, these three words are really used on a Hollywood and Bollywood movies, federal level, state level and concurrent level, because nowadays movie have become a more technologically as well as a technically strong. So whenever we discuss anything about a criminal jurisdictions, I will just give you one example about a movie where all the court is discussed. So if you have doubt regarding anything, you just go through any of the movie which is based on a technical or a cyberspace. These court have a jurisdictions over of federal offenses. These include a situations where a crimes took a place on a government land, government ship, or if the crime extended over multiple. So all the three courts are available with a different crime, with a different courts, with a different state, because they are divided on a base of a society as well as a state. An offense against the state will fall under the state's jurisdictions. Crime that occurred in the state typically fall under the jurisdiction. I will just give you one example. Whenever you purchase any product through the online, they have mentions the any kind of case is happening, they have predict with a specific edge or branch, or they are covering with any kind of cases on the specific branch level. So if we want to perform any kind of case against fraud which is performed by the websites, then we want to blame on this particular territory area, because it is one of the conditions through which the particular organization will be defined a notice as well as a particular conditions through which we want to accept those conditions. Sometimes there are the situations where a case can be claimed by more than one court. Maybe it is possible. This could be if there was a crime that took a place on a federal land and also on the state land. If it is a possible that your case is to be happening on the two different sections on a federal land and a state land. Then we took a claim on a same case with a two different courts. Given the federal court and a state court jurisdictions for the cases, usually the first to come forward with the case and has arrived, the defendant gets a jurisdictions, because whenever we discuss a same case but it is claimed in a two different level, so higher authority always decline first, because they're just monitoring those kind of cases which are against on a specific priority level. So whenever the case is happening on the two different level, they are just going for the bottom level, and then if it no solutions found, then they are going for the upper layer. There are the several ways for the courts to settle a civil dispute. The types of court depends on the details of the cases, because the detail is strong against all the crimes. If you have a specific proof regarding the particular crimes against any kind of fraud, then it is your case will be really strong against that kind of organizations. The following are courts and their correspondence jurisdictions. Let me discuss unlimited jurisdictions court. This type of court has jurisdictions over the case primarily dealing with the larger finance dispute. All the jurisdictions is devised based on a particular money as well as a financial dispute, which should be discussed with the unlimited and limited jurisdictions court. The amount of money or the property value is higher than $25 in this case. So whenever we getting some kind of fraud which should be amount greater than $25,000, then we just claim our case on the unlimited jurisdictions court. Limited jurisdictions court. In a limited jurisdictions court, the dollar amount of property value is not higher than a $25,000. So it is easily accept that if our property value or the amount should be lower than $25,000, then we want to claim our case on a limited jurisdictions court. Small claims court. There are the two major distinctions for the jurisdiction in a small claims court. In this court, attorney do not represent the parties involved in the dispute. In addition, the dollar amount of dispute isn't over a $10,000. So whenever we perform those kind of small transactions happening through the online and any kind of fraud should be happen, then we going to claim our case on small claims court. So guys, it is the three different sections which is really remembered to for the exam point of view, where are we claim our fraud case with reference of money or property value, and it should be divided on a three different cases: unlimited jurisdictions, limited jurisdictions, and a small claims court. I hope you are enjoying this lecture. Now we discuss a difference between criminals and a civil jurisdictions, because each and every court level, state level and metropolitan levels, they have divided two sections in form of court. It's known as civil as well as a criminal. So now we discuss what are the difference between criminals and a civil jurisdictions. One main distinctions between a case under the criminal jurisdictions and a case under the civil jurisdiction is how a verdicts in a decided. Means it is based on informations which they can divide it. Criminal courts typically have a judge and a jury. The burden of proof to decide a guilty has to be beyond a reasonable doubt. As we know that, as we seen on the movie, they have claimed so many proof, so many informations against a crime, against the fraud, and some judge and jury, based on this particular informations and proof, they decide this particular person is guilty or not. Based on the particular proof, they provide a punishment against in form of money or in form of jail. Civil court usually have a judge and the burden of proof isn't at high because it is based on the particular information cases where judge is a prior level. Means as per the specific history, they just announce his or her guilty based on a particular informations. The proof isn't at the prior layer compared to the criminal courts. Now we discuss two important concepts about this particular subject known as a cyberspace and a web space. And then after we will close this lecture. Cyberspace refers to the virtual computer world and more specifically an electronic medium that is used to facilitate online communications. So whenever we discuss any of the media which is based on an electronic medium and try to facilitate online with help of a communication system or we can say internet, it is known as a cyberspace. Cyberspace typically involves a larger computer network made up of many worldwide computer subnets or subnetworks that employ a TCP, it's known as a transmission control protocol, and IP known as internet protocol to add in a communications and data exchange activity. Guys, in a IT industry or in computer engineering world, TCP IP is the one of the most important protocols through which every system, we can say a device known as mobile phone, tablet, laptop, and we can say a computer system through which communications will be happening. Cyberspace core feature is an interactive and the virtual environment for a broad range of participations. Broad range of participations means nothing but to accessing informations through a multiple devices, and they can access informations between all the participations which are involving on the same network. Cyberspace allows users to share informations, interact, swap ideas, play games like a PUBG, engaging in discussions or a social forms like Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, Twitter, Snapchat, and all the forms, conduct the businesses like a Facebook pages, Instagram page, YouTube channels, and a YouTube movie, as well as Netflix, Amazon Prime, which is part of an online business, and the create initiative media, or we can say institutive media like online education courses, online webinars, among the many of other activity. So guys, all the things nowadays on a specific pandemic situations through which we more over the internet, and for this we know that what is a cyberspace. And the last thing which we are discussing from the today's lecture is known as a web space. The web space, also known as a storage space or a disk space, generally refer to the amount of space on the web server that is allocated to websites owner by the web hosting companies. I will just give you one simple example. Through your mobile, you can access a Facebook page or Facebook websites. It is known as a web space. In the particular Facebook example, we will upload our photos, we will mention our activity, we will mention our locations, we will create the albums, we will put a stories, we will create some videos on the particular platform. So it is one of the platform or provide the storage space through which we can remember all the memories on a specific web server. So it is nothing but known as a web space through which we can access our data on a specific date and time. It is made up of the total quantity of all the text file, images, script, database, emails, and another file related to your websites, because we know that some of the birthday it should be come on a particular date. They provide some notification on mail as well as notification of particular applications. So it is the things which we are discussing on the basis of web space. So guys, we are conducting a today's lecture mainly focused on a specific cyber jurisdictions, level of court, and the now a less two things which are really important is known as a cyberspace and a web space. I hope you are learning. I hope you are watching all this video and understand what we are discussing throughout this video lecture and try to concerns anything which you found any found of doubt, then please contact me. I hope you are enjoying. Thank you so much.